Hi guys. From today on, I thought I'd start a little series, and as far as what the series is about, um, I'd like to show you something. This is a regular box of matches. You could call it a matchbox. And now here we have a rather small box of matches, but still, they are matches, they're working. But have you ever heard of the world's smallest matchbox? You all know what a matchbox car looks like, a common toy car like this. I mean, this is not exactly a matchbox car, it's from Mayoret. I don't know if you know this, but size-wise, it's just like a regular matchbox car. And now, drum roll, here is the world's smallest matchbox. That's right. You know, I'm a child of the 80s, and of course I was playing with all the toys that were in or were popular back in the time, like Masters of the Universe, Transformers, um, Mask, whatever you want to call it. Sorry for my accent, by the way. Of course, you've figured out by now that I'm from Germany. But I thought since there's so few videos about this toy line, even on YouTube, where there's a bunch of toy reviews and toy restoration channels and stuff, I thought I'd do that in English because all the toys I mentioned earlier, they were pretty cool toys and I like to play with them, but around 89 to 1990, these cool toys came around and I had a bunch of them when I was a kid. Unfortunately, they all, I don't want to say they vanished. They probably were, I sold them off uh, on a yard sale or something back in the day. I don't remember clearly, but I remember all the fun I had with them. And now that I'm in my 30s, I thought it would be cool to collect them all, to collect the whole series and show you how much fun you could have had with those toys. So I scoured some online auctions and looked at some websites to get information about uh, what the toy line had to offer. And there's not a lot of information, and most of what I knew from memory, and therefore um, we will look at the first item I acquired on eBay. It's a so-called Superset. It's the biggest type of playset from the line, and we look what came with it, and look at the models, look at the buildings, and look at the play uh, box. But let's start with the cars. As you see here, we have a beautiful little Ferrari F40. I hope I can get it to autofocus on the Ferrari. Let's see. No, come on, focus. There we go. Okay, so here a Ferrari F40. The models are not even an inch long, um, about 7/8 of an inch or something. They're pretty small. Uh, that's why they're called the world's smallest matchbox. And they're molded out of solid piece of plastic on the top, and two rivets hold the bottom with the wheels. The wheels actually spin. They are actually on a metal axis. I hope you can see this here. And they spin. And they're all painted actually, like with the F40 logo here. Most of the cars are painted. I'll show you the second car that came with the playset I got. It's a fire rescue car. Looks like this. Maybe we can get the autofocus on it again. Maybe from the side. That's cool. So it's a fire rescue car, and it has some nice chrome on front. It says rescue on the top, and fire department rescue on the side. It's quite a bit longer than the other one, you can see here, but it's still pretty small. But the detail on the model is pretty cool. So from the lack of information I was able to get, I would fathom that they were not that successful, and they were not produced for a very long time. I think by the mid-90s they were completely gone from shops, probably around 94 or something. But in the 1990, 91 here in Germany, where they actually weren't called World's Smallest Matchbox, which was the official name they had, at least in the UK and in the US. In Germany, they were called Micro Motor World, which is still English, but apparently it was, I know, easier to understand for German people, or that's maybe what they thought. So I knew them as Micro Motor World, and doing research now, I just um, like wondered why there was so little information in English on it. And well, then I found out that they were actually called World's Smallest Matchbox by scouring eBay, and the eBay translation actually managed to show me some auctions from the UK and the US, and there I saw what they were really called there. But still, so all the car models, and there's a lot of them, there were different playsets, small playsets, medium playsets, large playsets, and there were also like extra car sets that you could buy. And the normal playsets would come with a building and a one or two cars for the most part. And the medium playsets would come with two cars or three cars, a building, and some pieces of road that you can use to connect the buildings. I'll show you that in a minute. So let's start with one of the buildings that came with my big playset here. And let's get the cars on this side. Ta-da! There we go. Oh, a bit back. So this is one of the typical buildings. In this case, it's a fire station, and you see it has like a little sign here that you can put down to open and close the fire garage. And you have some stickers here with firemen. I hope you can see it. And this actually isn't a sticker. This is actually painted on the roof, and it's pretty nice. You could like drive around with the cars on it. Now you can park the fire car in the fire department and drive it back out again. And what was cool about these toys is they were all designed, the buildings were all designed to be packable, you know, like for taking them with you, you know, putting them in your pocket, a bit like the male version of old Polly Pocket toys, if you will. Because with all buildings you would have the possibility or the ability to just put the cars in this little department down here, like you put the fire car and the red Ferrari in this department. You could close the door and it would snap in place with that little notch around here. And then you could just transform the whole thing into a, into this little, yeah, I would say packaged form. I, I, I don't know what I should call it. And then you could put it in your pocket and the cars wouldn't actually fall out, and you could play with them on the road or at a restaurant or wherever you were going. And this was pretty neat. And this is what I loved about them. I took them everywhere. When my mom took me out to dinner, or when we were visiting some of her friends or something, or some relatives, and I got bored, I would play with this. And I loved it. I simply loved it. So this would be the smallest playsets you could get, and they were like uh, probably. Let me look at the back of the box here. There are like 12 of those that I know of, and there might be more. Maybe they did a second season. As I said, there's not much information on the internet about it. So, well, I don't know for sure, but I will gather some more intel, and then we will see. So this was pretty cool. Um, as I said before, the medium type playsets, which were called Micro Playset Plus, at least in Germany, would be the building and the small cars and some road parts. And the road parts actually look like this. So there were different road parts. They were like intersections and straight roads and parts like this. There were also curved parts and stuff. And they were all connected by those little black stands, and they would all snap in place. And you could go on and connect all your buildings with them as you pleased. Let me open back up the fire station here. The plastic has gone a bit brittle over time, but it's still working pretty nice. Okay, so as you see here, there are different locations that you can connect with the roads. For example, you could say, okay, let's connect the fire department this way, and then your fire car can go on the highway and rescue some people. Or you could also use like the little piece of runway here that is used to close the compartment when you're transporting it, and you could directly connect it to the road like so, and it would still work. So you had a lot of possibilities to put these toys together, and there was another type of playset which I unfortunately can't show you yet, but this may be happening in another video if I found some of them. They were actually transporter sets with huge transport planes or transport ships, where you could put your cars in, and they would have like other cargo, like containers and stuff that you could like put in them and stuff. And they were like probably this big. Yeah, I would say this big. And but they're hard to find. I fathom that they weren't that popular. If I remember correctly, I had at one point in my childhood, I had the cargo plane, but I'm not sure. But from what I remember, I had it. I'm not that young anymore. My brain all starts to dwindle a little bit. Um, but well, so and then there were the huge and rather popular supersets. And a superset was a um, big box that came with 2 buildings, 4 vehicles, and some pieces of roads and connectors. And this is actually the first item I bought off eBay, or at least the first item that arrived. I bought other stuff from the UK, but it will take a while to travel here to Germany. Um, so let me show you what the Superset box looks like. Let me get this out of the way. And I will probably have to um, move the camera. Let's see if we can get this on screen. Yeah, that's good. So as you can see, it says Micro Motor World, so it's a German version, and it's actually the Superset Airport. There were 3 different kinds of Supersets. Was the airport, there was the city, and the third one was the marina, which had some nice ships and stuff. And as you can see in the picture, it comes with a plastic inlay with stickers and stuff where you can put the buildings and the cars. And the other side is actually painted or printed into the box. Let's see if I can. Yeah, this part is printed into the box, but you can still use it to play, and it's pretty nice. So as you can see, um, it has some English information. It says 2 vehicles, 1 airplane, 1 helicopter, and some nice pictograms. And the box is in rather good condition. It's not that badly damaged. The seller packed it up pretty good, and I believe it was actually not very much played with when it was new, because let me get the camera here. Because the 2 other models that came with it are still packaged. You see, there is a little plane and a little helicopter. They're still sealed in their little plastic foil. So I hope you can see this. So comparing them to the cars, they're actually made a bit differently because they're like die-cast models. They're made of some metal and not of plastic. And but size-wise, they fit pretty well with the cars. Like this is like a small private plane, and this is like a typical helicopter. I will leave them sealed. Maybe I will get some already opened ones if I buy a lot of pieces or something that I have my eyes on right now. Maybe some of them will be in there. And so you have seen most of the things that came with this. The other thing is another building that is like the airport building, and it is a bit different from the other one in that you fold it up into this direction, like so, but you can transport it as well. It has some sticky residues from some of the tape that was used to hold the cars in place while shipping this. I will have to clean it up later on, but I wanted to show you. So you have your little helicopter landing spot here, and you have this is actually like for the plane to start and land like 500 feet, 1,000 feet. That's pretty cool. So, and as I said, you can put those things inside the box and play with them. The box actually opens up like this, and you can see that. Let me just stick it together. Okay, so the box opens up, and you have the printed side here, you know, with some buildings, some parking lots, little swimming pool, little tennis court here for all the people that will never exist, because there obviously are no models of people. Some nice gardens, a little pond. But the really cool thing is the second side with the plastic parts, and it's molded green plastic with some hills, and it shows you exactly where the buildings go. They go like here and here. I will put them in for you. And there's some stickers, a sticker with the airport terminal here, a sticker with a pond here. Hopefully you can see it, yeah, like this. Okay, and there are some stickers, some road stickers. They're not perfectly put in here, and some of them are a bit worn over time, like this one has a little indentation. But it has to be cleaned up a bit, of course, but it's still pretty cool, nothing's missing, so I'm pretty happy with it. And let's put the set together like it is intended. Let me get this. Sorry, I have to detach the fire department from the roads without breaking it. Hopefully I will manage to do it. Okay. Well, really strong bond here. Okay, so the fire department goes here. Obviously the airport goes here. This piece of road connects here. There is an S-shaped piece that connects to there. And then the rest of the road with the intersection connects here. We have to reconnect this part where I put the fire department in. And there we go. Okay, so and this is the playset. Now your fire car can park here, and your Ferrari probably will drive around on the highway here. And if you have, of course, if you have the plane and the helicopter unpacked, you can put the helicopter up here, and the plane obviously goes on this landing. I can't remember the word right now, sorry. On this airfield, probably a good way to name it aptly. Okay, so this is great, and you know, there's a lot of cars, a lot of buildings together. There's like all stuff, supermarkets. There is even off-road tracks. There's um, so much cool stuff to collect, and yeah, hopefully I will be able to collect all the parts from the series, especially the car models, since they are really pretty neat. And you can actually see that even though it's just made of plastic and stickers for the most part, that it was a really cool toy. Um, at least for me, and at least for boys and girls probably also who like cars and having the possibility to do a bit of SimCity style city building. Um, Actually, let me show you this again. We can look at the back of it and look at all the parts that were available, at least in the first series. Wait, this goes back in here and this goes up. Oh, all right. So let me turn the box around and we can take a look at all the stuff that was available. So the super playsets, there is the marina or Yachthafen, as it was called in German, where you would have, you know, little boats. This actually is kind of rare. I found a city one that I managed to buy, and I found the airport that we were looking at right now. But the marina, I can't remember from my childhood that it even existed, and I never saw it actually in real life. But you have some cool features. You have your little boats, and you have the marina itself. I don't know what this part is supposed to be, but maybe we can find out later on. Then, of course, there's the airport. We just looked at it, you know, looks exactly like what we just saw. And then there's the city, and the city has like a racetrack and a police station, I think. That's what they're supposed to be, a racetrack or a drag racetrack or something, and this is like a police station or something. And we'll see. I ordered one, and we'll see what we get. So, as you already might have recognized from the images, the insides of the boxes, especially the painted part, are pretty much always the same. This part doesn't change at all between the super play sets, which is a bit lazy, but well, I think they just cut costs somewhere. And the plastic uh, is also molded exactly the same. The only difference is what the stickers make of it, you know. Here in the city playset you have like this parking lot. In the marina you have like this huge lake for your ships to drive around or sail around or whatever. And on the airport you have the terminal with the plane and stuff. So it's exactly the same, but the stickers are different. So were a bit lazy. But oh, I can show you the transporter play, or I can show you all playsets actually. So up here you have the 12 micro playsets that I know of. There is a single fire station. There's a bank. The autofocus won't autofocus so well. There is a car dealer, a supermarket, a auto shop, sorry, an auto shop, a hotel, a truck stop, a hospital, an airport. Actually, it's the same airport as with the Mega Playset, but well. There's a car wash. There's the marina that comes with the marina playset, but you can also buy it separately. And there's the racetrack that comes with the city playset. Also, you can buy that separately. Then the plus playsets here in the middle, there are 6 of them at least in the first series. There's a car rental with some road tracks and some cars. There is a restaurant which looks suspiciously like the one that comes with the city playset also. There is a service station, a police station. There's the cool off-road track. This one is pretty cool. I think I had this as a kid, and I'm pretty sure, especially the cars that came with it were so cool. And there is a bridge, you know, complete with this little bows, like it looks like Gold Gate Bridge or something. And it has a toll booth or something in the middle. I don't think you can see it pretty well. You can see it, I think. And there were the transporter sets. As I told you, there's a big cargo ship. You know, you have your crane here, and you have containers that you can load on it. You can load your cars in front here. And then there's the cargo plane, or air transport as it's called here. You know, it has a different type of airport attached to it, and your cars can drive into it. And actually, I think you could open the top, this blue part here, and position your cars and stuff. It's like a big jumbo jet or something. Yeah, and actually, I was able to get some stuff from eBay, and I will make more videos of that when, sorry, my cable's in the way. When I get to the when I get more cool stuff to look at you. Actually, I think this is pretty collectible for the buildings, and especially, let me just get this out of the way. Especially also for the car models and the little ships and planes and stuff that you can have. Additionally to this, there were like car packs. They were all themed. Like there was a leisure pack, and there was like an emergency pack and stuff like that. And they came in a little box with a magnifying glass, and you know, the box reassembled like either like a wheel, a big aluminium wheel, or even a little like drum from a repeater gun. And it was pretty impressive, and I loved it. And especially those cars here that I bought with this set, it wasn't cheap. It was around 50 euros actually, but the cars are, and especially the plane and the helicopter, they're in really good condition. It doesn't look like they were ever played with. The cars were also packed in some plastic, but since it was all sticky from some sort of tape, I got rid of the plastic, and as I said, some of the tape had already started to disintegrate and just leave some marks on the airport and on some of the road tracks. I'll have to clean that up with some lighter fluid or something similar, and maybe in the future I will make new stickers for it. Some some other guys on YouTube that do toy restoration or toy reviews or something, they tend to say that they leave the original stickers on because it's vintage and it should look vintage. But especially with the roads, I'm not happy with them, you know, being all torn up and not like glued in place correctly. And well, I will, if I do something about that, I will make a video about it. But for now, this was my introduction to the world of the world's smallest matchbox, yeah, or as I will always call it, Micromotor World. It's a part of my childhood, and I'm happy that I'm now able to call it a part of my present life because I still love cars. I mean, uh, and looking at those cool 90s models with all the nice painting and stuff, and they're so tiny. Actually, I wonder how, and I'm impressed how much effort they put into the modeling. Of course, it's just a bit of plastic, but the modeling actually is pretty impressive, especially, for example, on this little fire rescue truck. Um, and actually, I wonder if you could even like fit a small LED inside, since it apparently is hollow. And you know, make a little siren out of it, you know, like a red or blue LED on top. If I get a car that is not in such a good condition, I might try it out. And you know, since I ordered some more stuff, we'll at least get 3 to 4 additional videos. Since some of the stuff comes from Great Britain and some of the stuff will take some days to ship, as the sellers told me. It may be a week or two before I can come back to this, but I hope you enjoyed this first look at Micromotor World, and I hope you will come back. If you know any more information about Micromotor World, or if you have something else to say about it, just leave a comment or leave a thumbs up. And I hope you enjoyed this video while watching as much as I enjoyed making it. And now we'll continue play with my cars. So till next time, bye.